Hi, it's 975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on Xbox. And I ran into some old friends. Yule is the BGS leader for the Imperial Enforcement Division, IED, and a very good BGS leader he is. I sent him messages saying, I asked him if his Byway vet was any good, and pointing out that I wasn't here to attack his BGS. I just thought I'd be polite, I thought I'd be nice. I was down here tracking and murdering IED members because they were worth 100 million per pop. This was a bounty put up in Jabba's palace, and therefore I thought, I had an evening free, had nothing to do, I'd done my power play for the week, I had no real BGS goals to get done, I was a little bit bored, and the trip down to this area where IED had been fighting 227th was literally just around the corner. I come down here. It landed almost perfectly as soon as I arrived, and I ended up 1v1 against a Corvette. And then the rest of the wing kind of knew what I was trying to do, knew I was trying to kill members of IED, and they kind of closed ranks and herded up, and I was on my own, so very difficult for me to get another kill on IED. But it would have been worth 100 mil per kill. I did come out down here the night afterwards with some members of TOC and Brown Nugget Mining to try and help, bring a mob-handed group down to get some kills, but sadly that night we couldn't find anyone. There was, seemingly no one in open. We dropped on all of the conflict zones, just couldn't find anyone at all, which was a shame. I then come down with 7th Legion later, and we did some hunting of 227th because there were also 100 mil bounties on them as well. So I was being fair. I had no qualms with either side. I'm pirate. Occasionally I will take contract killing work because why wouldn't I? My friend Panda is the Mando in Jabba's palace, which means he's the #1 bounty hunter, and I've assisted with quite a lot of those kills. I built this condor specifically to hunt other commanders, because hunting players is really actually quite tough. Killing players isn't the easiest thing in the game. I mean, it's quite difficult. If someone knows how to escape and evade and knows a few tricks, it doesn't take a lot. I mean, you watch my escape and evasion guide, that's pretty much all you'll need. Those common basic tips. But yeah, killing players is quite tough. Now, I was looking to see if we could find 227 members and IED members in open, and the answer was yes. In this instance, I found more than I wanted to, as the herd of PvE Corvettes chases me out. I stayed in there as long as I could. I was testing out because, I might have run into one of these Corvettes later, and I was looking to see if how strong their shields were, etc. But fair play to Yule. He's got double Imperial Hammer railguns on his, and he was chunking me. But my Corvette's badly built because I need my power to weapons, which is not ideal. You want to camp 4 pips to systems a lot more than I do in a big ship when you're fighting 2 big ships and a fighter. But no complaints about this ship launch fighter. The guy's conducting PvE in a conflict zone. He had his fighter out. He wasn't asking for or looking for PvP. That's a me problem. I jumped in on him. His ship launch fighter is going to do what it does. He had no reason not to have it deployed. He wasn't actively engaging in PvP, so absolutely no problem at all with a guy running a ship launch fighter in a conflict zone. And if PvP starts, he shouldn't have to withdraw or anything like that. As far as I'm concerned, that's I've turned his PvE into PvP, so therefore I can't complain about the fighter. I gotta say, I thought I was leaving prematurely, but I'm quite glad I chose to, because I hadn't filtered my map, which is a bad idea. And yeah, that's a decent amount of firepower I'm getting hit by. So as you can see, at this point they knew what I was up to, so it was quite easy for the herd to close ranks and drive me out. They had 4 players, I'm only a solo, but I thought I'd chance my arm, because one of those vets 1v1 I could probably beat, but not those odds. Anyway, time for a little bit of a break. So we're going to take a pause to take a quick look at what you guys sponsor. With your guys' views, you help out Big Red Rooster Cockerel Rescue, helping out cocks of all sizes, all shapes, And for the love of the cock, keep watching so we can raise money for this lovely little animal rescue and save birds, my little co-pilot here. The reason I said they knew what I was doing was because I got very lucky when I first arrived. I caught a vet in the open, and this happened. I had a little fight with it. He fought for a little bit and then decided to run. It's very much a PvE build, so I think the pacifier frags were a bit much for him, overwhelming his bywave shield. I think he had a bywave, I'm not 100% sure. I've never met this guy, but he's got a lot of time played. He's a very experienced commander, but then he's one of IED's BGS tanks as far as I understand it, so you know, not a PvP guy. But when there's a 100 mil bounty on IED, I'm sorry, but I'm going to kill any old IED member I run into. 100 mil's a decent amount of change, and plus there was the incentive of who was paying me the 100 mil. Jojo G Kush having to pay me 100 mil is almost as satisfying as getting a kill on an IED member to get the 100 mil. In fact, it's incredibly close between the two things. It was nice, like I said, this was a fishing expedition. I came down because IED are at war with 227th, and there were bounties on both of them for 100 mil per pop. So I came down here just to try and see if I could find members of both groups in open, because both groups had been making accusations the others were doing everything in private group or solo. So, you know, I got very lucky and I ran into this guy all on his lonesome, but I didn't get lucky enough to get any other solo kills. Everyone else was in groups and herds, and you know, as a lone predator I got driven off. But don't worry, I returned with a massive wolf pack of people. I came down here with a bunch of TOC and had some fun in the evening, and I also came down here with guys from 7th Legion and had fun on the evening. You know, I've got more kills to come from down here from fighting 227th down here, so it wasn't just me picking on IED. I picked on both sides. In fact, I killed more 227th than I did IED. That's how it goes. I also got more GGs off 227th than I got off IED, but that's to be expected. I'm sure IED think I was up to something way more nefarious down here. Or, well, I mean, back in May they accused me of BGSing for 227th against them, even though I was in the core on a massive exploration expedition and had been for months. So I'm sure my presence down here may have got some attention on their Discord. My presence normally does get some people going. There's some people in IED that have some very funny ideas about me. But honestly, I was just down here claiming a quick 100 million and just seeing if I could find IED members and 227 members in open, so I could come down mob-handed with other people and get more bounties later. So GG to everyone, thank you very much for watching. 07 to you all, still nice to run into him, nice to see you still playing. That's all, thank you very much for watching.